Alright, sorry about how long the last couple videos were. It's hard to cover all this stuff. So, I said in yesterday's video that after researching Arthur Saxon, I didn't know if he really belonged in spot 10. I was saying that not because I didn't think he was good enough to be in spot 10, because I thought he might actually belong higher on the list, because I was really impressed, but it provoked me to kind of relook at some of the guys and who was there. And like I said, there's no like real 100% accurate way to make these judgments, because I can't go in my magical Bill and Ted's time machine and collect them all and have them do a contest against each other in their peak condition. But based off what I was looking, I was like, yeah, that's kind of the spot I'd have him in, even though he was really cool. So in my number 9 spot right now is going to be George Hackenschmidt. He was known as the Russian Lion. He was another one of those insanely good wrestlers who was just super strong and dominated. But unlike a lot of the other wrestlers that were super strong and impressive, he also did some lifts. So we have like some documented evidence of his strength. So I don't have as many fun stories about him as I did about Arthur Saxon, so this should be a lot shorter. He was born in 1872, and I mentioned to you that the world record that Eugene Sandoz set was the bent press of 272 pounds. So he had 272 pounds over his head with one arm. Now obviously Arthur Saxon destroyed that record, but that was kind of his specialty. He was a master basically of one arm stuff, especially the bent press, but he was also good at like the two-hand anyhow lift and a lot of other things. But George Hackenschmidt, he did 276, so he broke Eugene Sandoz's record as well. And the two things he did that really impressed me is, one, he lifted up and carried a horse, and I have no idea how big this horse was. Obviously, there's a huge variation in how much one horse could weigh to another. Like, it obviously wasn't a Clydesdale, because that would just be ridiculous. And it probably wasn't a Shetland pony, because that wouldn't be that impressive. So, I don't know, it's probably like maybe a small regular horse or something. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't see documented evidence of it. I didn't find any photographs of it. So I can't say, but it's definitely something that not very many people could do. It's definitely something where it impressed people when they saw it. So that was just craziness. And then another thing, the thing that really impressed me is there was a 660 pound stone with a ring in it, and he just like put like this death grip onto that ring and deadlifted off the ground. And you're like, yeah, there's probably a lot of people with good leverage that could pull 660 off the ground, and yeah, that's probably the case. But with one hand, like, I've done a lot of farmers walks in my day, and I understand that I'm just a regular run-of-the-mill nobody who isn't going to impress anyone with my strength. But when I had my farmers walks bar, I loaded them up to 270 each, and just 270 pounds really tries to tear out of your hand really fast. And that's like a farmer's walk handle, which is probably a lot easier to hold than a ring. I'm not sure, but the point is it's way less than 660 pounds. Like, I've done partial deadlifts with like 675, 765, and 855, and when you're dealing with weights like that, it's amazing how fast they just start tearing out of your hands. So just thinking back what 675 felt like with both my hands, with the reverse grip, just squeezing it with all my might, and how it couldn't really be held that long by me. It's amazing to think someone had really, really close to that same weight in just one hand. That's craziness. Like, that's a thing that stops a lot of people on the deadlift, is their grip. I mean, there's people like George Lehman that just learn how to hook grip and deal with the pain on their thumb, but most people either do straps or they use tons and tons of chalk and do like the over under and just grip with all their might. But it held a lot of people back, the difficulty of gripping onto heavy weights. So 660 is just crazy. So that was the one thing he did that made him automatically go to spot number 9, because Arthur Saxon's a really, really, really impressive man, and you had to do something really amazing for me to put you above that spot.